In case you are wondering, this is the Win-N-Win ABS Recurve hard case. It's not cheap, it's not light, but it's definitely hard. You often don't find hard cases like this one at your club. Most people prefer to use a soft case or a backpack. One, because it's more convenient and lighter, but two, it's often cheaper. Hard cases like this one will cost upwards of $200 and that is a fair bit for something to lug around. So most people might not even touch a hard case like this one. But if you were thinking of doing some long distance travel, something like this may be in your sights. So what does a case like this offer? I've had this case for several years and it's quite banged up. I personally haven't traveled overseas with this case, but this was designed for overseas travel in mind. So let's go through the qualities of the Win-N-Win ABS case in detail. The case is made from a very hard plastic. There are two color options. This is of course the black color. You can also get a silver gray color as well. What you see here is reminiscent of suitcase designs, and in fact it is designed to be a suitcase. There is a flexible carrying handle on the top here, as well as a solid carrying handle on the side here. Both of these are quite well designed. You can easily carry a fully loaded bow case quite easily with one hand. Of course, carrying a case around like this can be cumbersome, so you can use the wheels on the bottom of the case and you can pull it with this retractable carrying handle here. And in this configuration, it's no different to any other suitcase. It is really easy to roll, the wheels work fine, and I imagine if you're carrying this from your car to your club or off the plane, then this will serve you quite well. And here you see some of the finer details of the case. The Win-N-Win logo is very prominent at the front of the case there, and you see the ribbed pattern of the front of the case there. And a close-up of the texture of the case. It's a rough appearance, but it's quite smooth to touch. And here we have the hard plastic feet. There's obviously four of them. Again, I've used this for years on concrete surfaces, and it's only seen some mild wear and tear as you'd normally expect. And that's a really good quality foot. And here we have the back of the case. There's the U-Tank logo. You can imagine that's for the carrying handle up there. And you can see where I've rested the case against concrete surfaces. Again, just some minor scratching, very cosmetic, nothing damaging the structure of the case itself. And that's pretty good. I mean, I'm quite slack with the care of my equipment. So having a case like this roughed up, and that's the full extent of the damage. That goes a long way to talk about the merits of the case's hardness. And you see the wheels there are completely fine as well. Again, the usual streaks from movement over hard surfaces. Again, I've moved this over concrete and rocks and it handles it fine. These don't come off. Just laying it down. Again, you can be a little rough with it, and it's completely fine. Just note that it does come with two keys. This case is meant to be TSA compliant, so there are two locks for you to secure your case when traveling by plane. If you don't want to leave your bow case open to the elements, it does come with a full body cover. It's a blue canvas material. You can see there are holes cut out for all the carrying handles. So this is a nice way to protect your case, especially if you're traveling, so it doesn't get further damage. The case is open and closed using these locks. As we said before, these are TSA compliant. So when they're open, you simply push aside there and there, and it pops open like a briefcase or suitcase, and you can open it up like that. Now obviously my case, like my room, is going to look like a freaking mess, but this shows the versatility of the compartments inside the case. Let's go through each feature. Firstly, the case does come, along with the full body case, a secondary cover for your limbs and riser. Now, I don't fully utilize this, but I do put my riser inside here, which can zip up. And in case you don't have any covers for your limbs, then you can put them in here as well. So that comes with the case and it's attached by Velcro, as you can see here. By removing the entire felt bottom, we have the actual bottom of the case. You can see there are more things around here to secure items. You can actually unzip this part here to see the actual bottom of the case. That's the plastic interior. Very high quality, very smooth. You won't find yourself scratching any equipment by putting inside this case. Now, I do have one gripe at the moment, and that is the securing arms here. So you can see that that's how the lid is held up. This is very weak. Now, what I find that even with the case empty, this thing will close very easily. So if I just tap the case, it's going to just collapse on itself, and that's kind of frustrating. The lid is very heavy, and even if I empty it, it's still going to close by itself a lot, just from a simple touch or a light breeze. And I find that to be a somewhat disappointing flaw in an otherwise very good case. The inside of the lid has a lot of zippable compartments. As you can see, I've stuffed everything in here. I've got bowstring wax, spare strings, spare finger taps, my bow stand stuffed in there, plastic bag. All of these are mesh materials you can see inside, and they're all closed by zips. So you've got multiple options on the inside of the lid. If you unclip this, you can expose the interior of the lid space. Like such, and there we go. We see yet more compartments. I store spare target faces in here. We can take those out, and you can see again more adjustable pockets. All of these are attached by Velcro, so if you don't want them here, you can remove them and place them somewhere else like that. So again, very flexible. All of these are separate and zippable, as you can see. Spare strings, you put spare anything in here. And given that these things are fully adjustable, then you can mix and match them as you wish. On the inside, you have your typical foam arrow holders, which many cases have. So you can place your arrows inside by putting them inside these holes and slide them inside these slots here. And there are some larger holes on the bottom, which I imagine will be suitable for stabilizers. And as you can see, I've basically strewed everything I have outside. So the case does fit quite a lot. You can have room for your bow, your strings, your stabilizers, all your kit, so your sight and your scope. I've even managed to fit in my full quiver and stuffed it inside the case, so there's plenty of room for stuff. And that's a really big deal when you're carrying everything in one go, and that's especially when you're traveling. If you're in a car, that's easy enough, just put things in the boot. But if you're going by plane, you don't want to carry 3 or 4 different bags with different accessories. You want everything in one location, and this can fit everything in, including your quiver. Overall, the Win-N-Win ABS case is a good case. It is durable, it is easy to handle, so you can use it as a carrying case, you can use it as a rolling case, it's easy to get into configuration, and overall, it's just really easy to use. For a recurve shooter, do you need this? I don't think so. I find compound shooters prefer hard cases a bit more because everything is set in one box. You take out the compound bow and it's ready to shoot. The recurve bow still needs assembly and you don't need to put it in a single case like this. I think this is really meant for people who are doing serious travel. If you're only going to shoot at your local club and you're not going to take your bow anywhere, then this is a bit excessive. Nonetheless, should you choose to use this case, it is a very good case. The only gripe, as I mentioned before, is the lid. that the hinges don't hold very well. It's a minor annoyance. You can work around it. It's not that bad, but you might find that other cases might have a slightly better lid. This one is good all round, except for that one gripe, which, like I said, with a bit of maintenance, you can probably fix. Anyway, this is New Sensei. Hope you found this helpful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.